'em, so you know I got 'em.
Welcome back to another episode of Crappy Snaps. I'm your host. All right, guys. So this is the SantaColor100. I saw this pop up in Freestyle Photo's new arrivals, so I thought, that looks a little interesting. The example photos that they were posting looked pretty decent with it, so I threw it in the cart, and here we are. Now, the funny thing is, this film is made by the same company that put out this Opticolor brand new film, Optik Oldschool. So they're out of Finland, and they're respooling Kodak Aerocolor and calling it SantaColor100. So this is what the company has to say about this film. It's a fine-grain, color-negative film compatible with the C41 process, giving punchy reds and lush greens. The film has a wide exposure latitude with acceptable results from ISO 25 to 800 with polling and pushing. The saturation is higher than with Kodak's professional portrait series, but less saturated and with a longer contrast curve than Kodak Aerocolor 100. The film is flexible and can be pushed to ISO 800 with only minor loss of color accuracy and minor increase in grain. Shot at ISO 400 and pushed +2 stops in development, the film exhibits accurate colors and an almost grainless look, typically associated with films like Kodak Aerocolor 100 or Kodak Portra 160. So yeah, it's basically Kodak's aerial surveillance film is what we're working with. Anyways, based upon, their suggestion, I did just that. I rated this film at 400 and then pushed 2 stops in development. And so here's what you have. I'm going through like a really hardcore phase right now where I keep chickening out. Like I don't take the shot. It's driving me crazy. They always say like, oh, you'll always remember the shot that you didn't take. But there's so many that I haven't taken lately that they just became a huge cluster, like a comet. There's always like these waves of like up and down, but going through a bit of a tussle right now just seems to be constant, like in the dirt, man, like just not taking the shot. And it doesn't matter where I am. It has nothing to do with the location or nothing. It's just been happening a lot where, I go down to the city, plenty of shots down there I chickened out on. Here in my own community, even chickening out here. It's just one of those weird funks, And I have a Alex Webb book, and in there he talks about how sometimes you just gotta walk forever. Like sometimes the walk would be so long of a day of walking just to get that one shot. It's hard to say too, like the ones that you chicken out on, it's hard to say if like, oh, it's easy to say like that was the one, I missed that one. Oh, and you get so hard on yourself. Me particularly, I get mad at myself. Like so mad at myself. But it's like, how do you know? Because you didn't take it, so you don't know if it would have been the one. It could have been like super shitty or super blurry or whatever, But either way, you don't know, right? That's what haunts you. If you chickened out, you will never know. I usually don't have this long of a downhill. This just seems to be like a plague almost at this point. It's like, bro, I cannot get out of this. It's killing me, dude. I would say easily at least 3 or 4 that I can think of right now today that happened. Just within the last hour and a half. 4 shots that I definitely chickened out on. At least. And that's just in an hour and a half. And there's like 4 shots that you chickened out on because you can remember. That ain't very cool, dude. That ain't good. I don't like chickening out on any of them. But for whatever reason, lately I've been chickening out a lot. And I can't tell you what it is. A lot of the times for me, it's the eye contact. If I make eye contact with them first, it's blown. It's like blown. And maybe that has a lot to do with it too. Because, if they see me through this, if they see me through the glass, that's fine. I don't care. That's the shot. But if they see me first, like if we make eye to eye before the camera's in there, it's bone, dude. It's game over. That's how I feel anyways. But that's why it's so hard to be so in tune to know, like immediately, like, oh, you almost have to keep your camera like directly here. That's why I like to keep my strap so short so it hangs really close. But sometimes I'm still not quick enough. Sometimes the eye contact happens before the shot. There's a lot to do with it. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. Just gotta keep going. Now, Optik Oldschool aren't the only company that are re-spooling this Kodak Aerocolor. There was another brand that I just cannot remember, but if you know the one I'm thinking of, drop it in the comments to remind all of us. Moral of the story, Optik Oldschool are not the only ones re-spooling this Kodak Aerocolor and reselling it. This roll is currently going for $13. That's a little steep for what it is, in my opinion, especially knowing that I can get Kodacolor for $2 less. Or $3 less. Also, I don't know about the color accuracy when pushing, but I do have a hue deficiency, so you guys will have to let me know how you feel about that. So if you're new here, I do all of my own scans using the Vloy EZ35, my Sony a7C II, and a CLA'd Leica R 60mm macro with the 1:1 adapter, and then I do the conversions within Negative Lab Pro. Look, I am colorblind, so I can't touch the color. I'm terrified of it. Literally all I do is adjust the exposure, the brightness, and the contrast. Take, for instance, this picture of this car, these multi-pictures of this car that I took. Every lighting condition is going to have a different brightness and contrast. But this is where someone like me is horrible at making these all match. Because I can't see the differences in the color, I just can't see it. I can't see what's going on. I know that it's shifting, but I don't know what it's shifting to. This is a prime example of why I lean towards black and white film, because, you know, I go out there with a black and white camera and I can shoot a vehicle at multiple angles. Every side of the car is going to have a different lighting condition, and boom, they'll all look the same in black and white, because it's just much easier that I can adjust that contrast and not have it adjust the color. But again, I know that's my own thing, so I apologize that I wasn't able to like make every one of these photos match, but I can't. Even if I tried, I wouldn't be able to. Anyways, I only wanted to say all that just to, you know, keep you informed when you're looking at these photos, you know. One thing I will comment about that $13 price tag is that this roll, I was able to get 49 frames on it. Keep in mind, I'm very meticulous about how I load my Leica M3. You may have noticed that. Even on a 36 exposure roll, I generally get around 39 or 40. So I'm very careful when I load my camera. So to see this thing give me 49 frames, that is a hell of a lot of chances there. So it makes that $13 not seem so crazy, I guess. I think people are more price cognizant of the color film based more upon the way it looks rather than how many frames you get on the roll, right? And granted, keep in mind, they're respooling this themselves. So the next roll might only have 26 on it. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a way of, you know what I'm saying. Either way, it's a weird, funky film. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it down below, and let me know what are some cool color films I should try, even if it's expired. Someone gave me a shout out today for Fuji 400H. So yeah, man, I'm on it, you know, I'm on it. Being someone that lives in the colorblind black and white world, it's fun to me to try out all these other films. The one currently in the camera right now is this one right here, Opticolor. So be on the lookout for that one. Be sure you're subscribed if you liked what you heard and saw here.
And if you have the proper luck and the holy endurance, the gods just might deliver.